Amira Hass was born in 1956 in Jerusalem to two Holocaust survivors. Her mother, Hannah Levi Hass, was a Yugoslav Jewish woman who survived 9 months in the Bergen-Belsen concentration camp. Her father, Avraham Hass, was a Romanian Jew and an anti-fascist. Neither of her parents were Zionists, but they arrived in Israel as refugees after the Holocaust. She studied at the Hebrew University of Jerusalem, focusing on the history of Nazism and the European left's response to the Holocaust. She began her career in journalism with Haaretz in 1989. In 1991, during the first Intifada, Amira became frustrated with how Israeli media covered the Palestinian struggle. She made a decision to report from the occupied territories, not as a visitor, but as a resident. In 1993, she moved to the Gaza Strip, becoming the first and only Israeli Jewish journalist to live full-time in the occupied territories. She remained in Gaza for 3 years, documenting the impact of military control, house demolitions, curfews, economic strangulation, and restricted movement on daily life. Afterward, she relocated to Ramallah in the West Bank, where she continues to live and work. Her decision to live where she reports stems from a simple professional ethic, that to understand and write about a people, one must live among them. She has often said that if she were covering France, she would live in France, and so, to report on Palestinians, she must live where Palestinians live. Amira Hass's reporting is grounded in first-hand observation, long-term relationships with local communities, and a commitment to accuracy over spectacle. She does not frame Palestinians as passive victims, nor does she reduce the conflict to a balance of two equal narratives. Her focus is the structure and consequences of military occupation. She writes about land seizures, settlement expansion, home demolitions, night raids, checkpoints, restrictions on movement, water theft, and the psychological and social toll of systemic violence. Her work has included in-depth investigations into how the Israeli state and military control not only territory, but time, through unpredictable closures, denied permits, and bureaucratic delays that dominate the lives of millions. She has also reported on the internal struggles of Palestinian society, including human rights abuses by Palestinian authorities and the impact of political division between Hamas and the Palestinian Authority. Her journalism is also notable for its literary and historical sensibility. She draws connections between past and present, writing with an awareness of how memory, trauma, and ideology shape Israeli and Palestinian realities. Though she is an Israeli Jew, her writing does not appeal to nationalism or tribal loyalty. Instead, it is guided by a universal commitment to justice and truth. Amira Hass has faced lawsuits, threats, and arrests for her reporting. In 2001, she was found liable in a defamation case brought by settlers in Hebron after she published Palestinian testimonies alleging mistreatment of a dead body by settlers. In 2008 and again in 2009, she was arrested by Israeli authorities for entering Gaza without a permit. She has been shot at by settlers and nearly lynched after intervening when Israeli police failed to stop settler violence against Palestinians. Despite these dangers, she has remained consistent in her work. Her published books include Drinking the Sea at Gaza, Days and Nights in a Land Under Siege, which remains one of the most detailed accounts of life in Gaza under blockade and military control. Another book, Reporting from Ramallah, gathers her dispatches from the West Bank and reflects the evolution of the conflict during the early 2000s. She also wrote the foreword to the English translation of her mother's Holocaust memoir, Diary of Bergen-Belsen. She has received numerous international awards for her journalism, including the UNESCO Guillermo Cano World Press Freedom Prize, the Bruno Kreisky Human Rights Award, the Anna Lindh Memorial Prize, the Reporters Without Borders Prize, and the Columbia Journalism Award. Amira Hass does not describe herself as neutral. She has said that journalism, like history, must take sides, not between nations, but between oppressors and the oppressed. Her work has helped shape how readers around the world understand the occupation, and she remains one of the most respected and principled voices in Israeli journalism today. For over 3 decades, Amira Hass has documented a reality that many choose not to see. She continues to do so not because she is fearless, but because she believes the act of witnessing is a responsibility. Her journalism is an archive of lived history, careful, persistent, and rooted in the belief that truth must be told, even when it is inconvenient.